Welcome to the General's Gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Relic Winter Balance Preview 1.3 2v2 tournament. Here we are.
We're ready to go. We're on rails and metal, and this is currently the numero uno replay that we could find. So it's yeah, we're gonna have to. Hopefully, more get posted. So we'll have a chance.
Well, you
to
gotta be
do some
careful
more.
saying numero uno in this map because you may think people are referring to the numero uno house.
Ah, that's fair.
This one here, of course. Yeah, there wasn't many replays posted of this tournament. I'm hoping that the reason why is because all the Europeans just went to bed late at night when this tournament finished for them, and then didn't post many replays, and they'll post them later today, or when I harass them, they will. But we woke up, and we're like, yeah, let's cast some replays of this tournament, yeah! And there was like 5 posted, 3 of which were less than 20 minutes, so it was a bit feels bad, man. Sorry, I have the sound on too loud. Because we were playing last night, so I had the sound up. So, yeah, today we're gonna have our allies. That's going to be Artur as the British, and Igor, PL, as the US.
Our opponents will be WarMachine, playing as our OKW, and Nogganno as our Wehrmacht.
Yeah, I don't actually know who this WarMachine guy is. If he's a regular friend of Nogganno, and he's changed his name. You know, maybe he just really likes the Iron Man movies.
Certainly possible. Man, WarMachine's gonna have his own movie any day now. Such a great character, so much backstory. So.
I felt really clickbaited by the trailer for the latest Captain America movie because it looks like he dies in the trailer.
In Civil War, does it?
Civil War, yeah, because you see him like he's crash landed on the ground, and then they're like, oh no, but like he actually survives. He's just injured, but it looks like
he's like badly injured though. His back's like mucked up. His like vertebrae are like destroyed or something.
Yeah,
like
but
that,
they have enough
yeah.
medical technology in the Marvel universe. I don't think that's a problem. But anyway, so Rails and Metal. It's an interesting map. It's a very long, narrow map. So generally, you'll have a bit of a slugfest over both the fuel points and then somewhat the middle as well. Sometimes what happens in the late game situation is you just get one side that gets 1 fuel point each, and then you pretty much are just fighting over the VP. But at least for the early and mid game, it's generally a lot of action over both of the fuel points. This is a decent blob of riflemen.
Certainly is Machine. Not an engagement the Volt's gonna take. That's probably gonna be a wipe. The chase gets started here. 2 models left. All the rifles are firing. Wow, I can't believe this thing's gonna walk away. Really?
Oh.
It's a very fortunate Volt's Grenadier squad, and with the chase going on there, it's gonna force a retreat from one of the rifles, and now we've got Strum Pioneers and Volts behind some decent heavy cover here, though a little bit of a mismarking from WarMachine will probably throw the engagement.
Oh, the Strum Pioneers getting focused down very quickly. You're gonna have to retreat through the riflemen. Still going for the Volks instead. The safer play to make. Because then with that, the mass retreat there, like, yeah, you don't get any wipes, but now you can take your opponent's fuel, you can decap all this territory. Especially because he won the fight with 3 squads on the field. That's very important. So if you have a low squad, often it's worth keeping on the field rather than retreating. If you know that it can survive, actually going for the cutoff as well. So, oh no, going for the. Okay, that's fair enough.
Maybe try to force off the mortar team here.
So sometimes it's actually it's ironically the better play to go for the cutoff with the most vulnerable squad, because with this squad you want to retreat anyway. So this is obviously a bad example because it's stuffier. But say if you go for this cutoff. And then you neutralize the cutoff, and then all of a sudden a bunch of Volks show up, and then you retreat, and it's like, well, that's fine. I wanted to retreat anyway. Where if you're going for the cutoff with like a 5-man squad and you have to retreat, and you're like, I do want to retreat that.
The secondary house can be taken here by Igor. Looks like he's going to go for the rifleman pop strategy. Always a personal favorite of mine. Interesting thing about this heavy cover is it will apply. It's just like outside the range to which cover no longer applies, so these Volts will be behind heavy cover engaging with the number 2 house.
I think it's about 20 range.
Yeah.
Where 10 range I think is about the cover cutoff. But yeah, that was a nasty nade, and as a result, it's going to be mass retreat for Igor. Will be the left side of the map going completely back into the hands of WarMachine, and even Nogganno as well. Looks like they're actually doubling up on that side, realizing that little bit futile to try and attack through this. Vickers in the house, very hard to dislodge. British in general, a very defensive faction. So I think that's a nice play to go for the left in the middle.
Difficult to dislodge either sections preemptively set up or Vickers. You're certainly right there. Machine. There will be AEC coming out here as well for Artur. I love the garrison play. It just buys so much time. Our allies are sitting on 2 VPs. They have their fuel point connected, double munitions at the moment. The more time they buy with the squads, the better, and it will force more indirect fire and garrison clearing out of our axis. They already have a Pioneer Flamer on the field.
Artur actually cut him off. This prevents the battle group from setting up. Well, this point's connected now, but that's quite annoying because then it delays your opponent's tech, and especially if that delays your grenades, it delays your STGs, your Fausts. Delaying the tech for OKW is very frustrating.
So these Grenadiers start getting focused, dropping a few models here as well. How hectic the game has been so far. There's really no time to fully heal up. Squads hasn't been a chance to get any medic bunkers down, so pretty brutal early game.
Okay, we have the AEC on the field. The AEC has got its damage versus infantry reduced, but it has got less scatter, so it's better versus tanks. So it's a bit more of a specialist now. And other than that, still hasn't set up the truck yet. Yeah,
I mean, I'm surprised we do see the AEC this early, but potentially, given the amount of map control our allies had, they were looking for the anti-forward OKW truck placement. Potentially, maybe if they find a forward battle group, for example, if they actually saw this truck going down, the AEC can deal with that incredibly quickly. Though it does have a lot to worry about with Volksfaust and Rakettens on the field.
I feel like last patch in the live game of Coh2, basically you always wanted to go AEC because it was just really good versus infantry as well. So it gave you a lot of map pressure. It does to an extent, but certainly it's more of a decision you really have to think is like, do I actually want this AEC now? Because it won't be so powerful versus infantry anymore. You know, if I want to have that infantry impact, then maybe I should go for quick Brens. Maybe I should go for a mortar pit. But still, this is a decent number of rifleman squads, and these Axis squads are all rather low. Just getting the medics. I know that's just the battle group, so it doesn't have the medics yet.
So having to go for that medic upgrade. WarMachine having the resources to put into that one, so hopefully we'll see the medics unlocked in a sec. Yeah, it looks like they have been, so good stuff.
Look how late it is. He already has 100 fuel.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
I guess he hasn't really needed it. I was thinking maybe if you wanted to rush out a flak half track, but we could have seen him use the medical supplies to keep his squads at full health, which he hasn't. I feel like it's definitely the best thing to do. Yes, it uses 30 munitions, but it does give you a lot better trading up until you get those medics, which especially if it's late, if you're just going for it late normally, or if you're going for the mech, for example. This is actually a Stuart, so this is going to be pretty decent versus infantry, despite the nerfs.
Actually, a very Volks kind of. It's a very base level infantry play style from all of our players here. Like lots of riflemen out, sections, 3 squads of grenadiers, and 4 squads of Volks here coming from WarMachine. I actually really like that. The combat on rails and metal edges its way towards just a couple of support weapons to cover kind of the main engagements, and then you've got just a bunch of base infantry squads behind heavy cover, of which there is a lot of it. So yeah, I really like having kind of heavy Volks or heavy rifleman play on rails and metal. Works well.
That was weird. The Stuart, it kept hitting the wreck, even though the wreck technically isn't there. Every shot was just getting blocked by that wreck. So that MG, staying alive at full health. And yeah, you're right, because you can rotate a lot between the different sides of the map. Especially if you do get a good engagement, you can then decap your opponent pretty quickly as well, because there's a lot of points. Gonna be hard to use the AEC against this cloaked Raketen. Oh, what's this? Is this the British artillery? Yeah, that must have been the arty flares. Still pretty awful, but if there's a concentration of forces, it can be decent.
Yeah. All about that zoning and field potential, really. It's got some damn decent scatter, so it's just, I really don't want to be in this general area, so.
Well, it depends how you define scatter. It has a large amount of scatter.
Yes.
Is that a decent amount? I mean, it depends on what your attention is.
Yeah. I feel that for the purposes of and for this is probably one of the arties where it actually helps out. This is for the purposes of the artillery flare arty coming in from the British. It actually helps out because you never actually see it on. I want to use this arty to kill a support weapon. It's always I want to use this arty to suggest to my opponent to please not walk in this general vicinity.
Yeah, so, exactly. The problem is its AOE is just absolutely dreadful, but the scatter isn't exactly the problem with it. It's like it lands on a squad and kill one model.
Yeah.
So the mortar's being built by Igor. Oh no, cancelled it. I wanted to see the US mortar in action because it has got some changes. And we're not quite sure what our thoughts on it yet. Maybe it's a little bit OP, or rather a little bit too strong. You know, not quite OP as it was before, but certainly maybe needs a bit of a reduction. Certainly maybe needs a reduction. We'll see. We have been spending most of our time with Soviets, because Soviets have been very delicate. A lot of... Oh, that was a rifle nade.
Ouch. Yes, it was. And that was also a white machine.
Yeah.
See you later.
Because Soviets in Tier 1 and guards have been very delicate, so yeah, that's taken up most of our testing time. But yeah, now I think with Soviets pretty much done for the most part, we're going to mainly be focusing on the US changes. A lot simpler, just light vehicle nerfs really is all there was in the mortar.
Sinunad's going to be good, but now we see WarMachine trying to engage under ambulance, reinforce, and heal.
Yeah, he's actually, well, you can't heal in combat, but you can reinforce in combat.
Yeah.
2-2-2 going for a flank here. He's actually out of munitions for a Faust on the ambo. The Stewart's getting flanked, but it probably can't kill the Stewart, even despite how low it is. He pops the stun rounds. It doesn't actually stun anymore. It's just the vision block and the gun block as well. So you can't fire while it's active. It doesn't actually stun you. It was mainly the grenade that did a lot of damage there.
Yeah. A little bit of a miscommunication there between our Axis players. I mean, there's a pack moving up. WarMachine didn't have enough munitions for a 35 munitions Volksfaust.
Oh man, don't get me triggered. I am trying. I am trying to get that cost reduced, but it is a bit complicated.
Yeah.
Because originally I thought it was a bug fix, but apparently it was a deliberate design decision on Relic's end. So that's a bit more difficult to fix. But yeah, it's frustrating. Is like when you're like, oh, I have 25 munitions for a Faust. Oh, I don't have 35 munitions for a Faust. Feels bad, man.
Compaction. So Mortar Pit's an excellent choice here. We certainly need a indirect fire option for our allies. It's where they're kind of falling down in these engagements. The blobs are just overrunning at this stage in the game. The Incendies forcing riflemen and infantry sections alike out of cover. Really hard for them to find nice engagements. The addition of the Mortar Pit is really going to help out. Should allow our allies to push back and recontest this central VP.
So there's no commanders to supplement this. There's no stand fast or the advanced emplacements. We actually have the M19 blobs, and everyone's going to be like, oh man, M19s are so OP. But actually, in the mod, you got to remember, you only can equip one M1919. You can actually get a bar as well, so you can double dip, as Mr. Smith likes to refer to it as. You can double dip the bars on M19s, but it's certainly weaker than double M19s, and furthermore, the Vet 3 received accuracy buff on the rifleman is reduced by 5%, so they're slightly less durable. They're no longer the Assault Terminator Vet 3, they're now just the Terminator Vet 3 rifleman.
Yeah. Certainly, bar and M19 isn't as synergistic as double M19, so
this is actually one of the things that I hate the most in this game. Is I blobbed into the forward arc of an MG. That's fine. I pressed a button which makes it okay for me to blob into the forward arc of an MG. Yeah, that was really dumb there, because the MG suppressed the rifleman, but he pressed a button on his keyboard and then he got rid of the suppression and killed the MG. So, yeah. I think a lot of people, complain about blobbing and have a lot of solutions to blobbing, but the first step is to remove the mechanics and abilities and the designs that directly promote and incentivize blobbing, and there's a lot of them. Oh my god.
Surely they should be playing Axis.
Well, I mean,
such attack moves,
how does he deal with this blob? I mean,
with great difficulty machine. I mean, the Axis, you have to remember, have so much indirect fire. So I can see this bleeding just incredibly hard for Igor. He's just going to run out of manpower like that. I mean, a single mortar shot is killing 2 or 3 models every time.
Oh yeah, that is certainly the weakness when comparing LMGs to things like bars, is you are static, so you are a bit more vulnerable to indirect fire, whether it's mortars or Stukas or whatever. But yeah, that's exactly, it's a question of how much damage can the indirect fire do, because the infantry, the Axis, certainly can't trade versus this, especially without the STGs. I don't know why he hasn't gone STGs yet. And he's gone fortifications as well, so he doesn't have any elite infantry unless he goes for Obers, which he has the Panzer headquarters now, so once he gets some Obers with LMGs out, he can maybe start trading, but, you know, one Ober squad on their own at Vet 0, he needs to have a lot of Volks for support.
Certainly do. Machine. And also, Nogganno has a Vet 3 Wehrmacht mortar at 15 minutes into the game. I just thought I'd point that out. How well the indirect fire is working out. That's probably the quickest Vet 3 mortar that we've seen, I would say, 15 minutes in.
Yeah, that's not bad, not bad. The mortar emplacement going to be doing some pretty good damage too. 8 kills already. Yeah, just regarding the mortars, we actually changed the way the Vet 3 works on mortars. Originally, it only gave you extra range on barrage, and then for some reason, Relic changed it so it then also gives extra range on auto attacks as well. And that was making mortars like too strong compared to other types of indirect fire in these team games. So it makes mortars a bit less strong. Because the thing is pack howitzers and ISGs, they don't get extra range on their auto attacks. The mortar half tracks and such don't get that range bonus. So it was a really inconsistent change, and it wasn't a good change. You know, if you want mortars to be powerful, you should have to click the barrage button. You shouldn't just sit them AFK and let them kill everything. And that was kind of what would happen when you get that range bonus.
It really didn't incentivize you moving them forward or actively using the barrage.
Yeah. So the ISG is getting focused by the Brands. The AC is here as well. He actually may lose one of the ISGs, but not too big of a deal anyway. He's right next to his battle group. Actually throws a flare down, the Arty flare on the battle group here. This is a nice concentration of forces. Maybe that would have been better for his Arty, but either way, he does retreat now.
42 aren't going to be enough to get the suppression down. We get the artillery coming in.
Oh, he should have used the strafe on the mortars, on the MG even. He could have actually maybe wiped the MG with the Brens. The Arty is on the battle group, so this could be nasty if he gets a nice shot off.
It's been annoyingly accurate thus far.
Yeah, we have the Commando Regiment locked in. Well, I think he threw it here.
I was on the battle group, so it was like on that
okay.
on that forward right hand corner of the battle group. So yeah, as you can see, the scatter is pretty nuts.
If you're gonna use the Arty a lot, the best thing. Oh, we got something there.
Good hit.
Actually, he did wipe the ISG with that. Nice, because I think this is the one that he wiped. It was right over here. Yeah, he got something with it. The best thing you can do is actually, if you go the airburst shells when you go hammer, that gives you a significant buff to those Arty shells. But the comment's generally just too good to skip.
Is he going to be forced off by that pack on the right-hand side? Looking towards our victory points. 241 for our allies. 449 the Axis, who currently have triple VP control.
Yeah, that's actually a little bit nasty. The Axis, that looks like they've been struggling, but actually no, they have double the VPs and have this locked down pretty harshly. We got a bunker, the Panzer headquarters, the mech truck as well. So on his way to getting the King Tiger is WarMachine. So even then, he hasn't actually spent any of his fuel, and even Nogganno hasn't spent his fuel either. So he has a lot banked up. She's going for his tier 4, so probably straight for a Panzerwerfer for giving the rifle blobs.
That is kind of dangerous, isn't it? Double access and they have triple VP control without actually having spent any fuel.
Yeah.
With the exception, of course, you know, the massive investment that a 222 takes out of the bank. So
it's 30 fuel now, man.
Whoa!
Can't afford that.
Hold the phone. It's down to the last 200 points here. Oh, brutal.
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
That's going to change the game completely. Vet 3 mortar goes down. ISG. Mortar barely survives. ISG barely survives. That is an absolute game changer. The fortifications might not be too useful right now, but the King Tiger should come up shortly, and the King Tiger is enough to really punish these blobs without being vulnerable to the Calliope.
So and Rousal Metal is going to be a very difficult map to go after the Calliope on. Not that going after Calliope is ever really a viable strat, but certainly less so in team games on rails and metal.
Okay, here's the blob of the LMGs.
There we go. All the indirect fire. The veterancy's gone down.
Okay, getting set up here with the MG, but he can... It's actually not focusing the MGs. No, he disengages here. He retreats. If he was paying more attention, he probably just could have focused the MG down. I actually retreated his captain, so he can't use the on me.
There's 47 Strife going to be coming in onto this MG machine. Going to take a while to arrive, so it seems that the MG might get out of the arc, but no, it does not. Was actually suppressed there, and then pin comes through, some decent damage.
Still suppressed with some of the riflemen there, so they couldn't get the wipes on the Sturmpires. It's going to be a wipe here, though, retreating through the Flame, the Volks. Still no STGs, which is strange.
I'm not sure why. WarMachine has been spending his munitions. Does he have any S minefields? Does he have? Has he been using the Volks?
Well, I see there's a little bit of S mines there, and I guess he went the MG bunker.
At the top. Yeah.
That's the OKW bunker because of fortifications. And yeah, he's been throwing some nades around. The STGs are pretty much just an outright upgrade. I think they slightly reduce your long range, but not by much. And the fact that the medium and the close is just so much better, it makes it basically a no-brainer, especially when you're versing things like LMGs. You want to be up close anyway.
Certainly it's worth going for those upgrades. You might as well go for them now. I mean, has put down a few shoe mines as well. We have seen shoe mines both cleared and uncleared, so it's not as if WarMachine's floating up a lot of munitions here. He's certainly being active with them.
What if these minefields are actually the shoe minefields from the campaign?
Ah! Don't trigger me, machine.
Well, triggering the support weapons with the Calliope needs a safe space for the indirect fire of these mortars to support weapons. It actually survived. That wasn't too bad of a barrage there. Yeah, just for context, Blake was streaming Ardennes Assault, and he saw those mine flags in Ardennes Assault, and he was like, "Oh, there's the S-mine patch. That's cool. I have a Stewart because I know how to play this video game. I'm gonna go crush the S-mines with my Stewart." And then he drove over the mine patch, and turned out they were shoe mines, which blew up his Stewart, and he died in front of a, I don't know what it was that killed it in the end, but yeah, it was funny. It was just really inconsistent between multiplayer and single player. It's having different minefields. I think that's actually the mortar having some nice hits off. I don't know its exact range, but it probably covers about up to here.
Yeah. Which
will make it hard for the Axis to recap the minefield. I don't know why this Major's here.
Yeah, I'm unsure as well. Machine, maybe for the Major Artie.
Oh,
we know best Artie in
wow.
the game. There we go. See, that's what happens. It's a wipe. On Rifleman squad goes down. There's munitions investment down. There's a veterancy down as well.
Oh, Panther. That's Nogganno's Panther. Okay. Well, there's a Comet on the field, and as a result, it forces out some kind of response. Because the Comet left unchecked will just murder all your squads. And it's pretty durable, so we can dive after units through Raketans.
I feel as if this is certainly the time to transition to a Panzerwerfer, which is much safer against Calliope barrages than continually recapping these mortars and ISGs. It's better to kind of transition out of that infantry-based indirect fire and go into more kind of rocket arty like the Panzerwerfer.
Yeah, so we have the traditional late game rousing. Oh wow, another Calliope barrage. Once again, it wasn't amazing.
Two Calliopes, right? Okay, that makes sense. Right, I was going to say that Calliope barrage should not be off cooldown, but
yeah, the late game situation on Rouse and Metal is where this is our VP and fuel point. This is your VP and fuel point. This is no man's land.
It's an absolute cap fest, and I suppose the advantage for our Axis here is King Tigers are amazing at denying caps on that middle VP.
That Panther blows off that mine, that shield could go down, but actually flanked by the Comet. It gets the stun rounds off, but again, he can just drive away from that one. I'm surprised he penetrated there. You have to actually penetrate for stun rounds to work. Pack within range of this Comet. Target weak point come through. Main gun destroyed Faust as well. The Comet goes down.
The Comet tank has been put out of action.
Completely shut down by the AT options of Nogganno and WarMachine.
I don't know if that was fully repaired, because I only saw that Comet at half health. And so maybe he actually got taken a bit low and then decided to fight the Panther, not knowing that there was a pack nearby. Yeah. Target weak point's very punishing if you get caught in it.
We've 100 points left.
It's probably the first time we've seen it penetrate a Panther in a while, so front alarm at least.
Yeah, the AT gun not even using the AP ammo and got some nice penetrations off. It doesn't happen very often.
So we really need to see our allies focus this middle VP. We're down to 95 points. It doesn't take long for those to drain away, even with 2 VPs being held by our Axes. So despite the fantastic position that they're in terms of kind of indirect fire with this double Calliope, that puts them in a really good spot, and their control over the right side VP, we do need to see them recap the middle ASAP.
Yeah. Yeah, this King Tiger's coming out pretty soon, just needs the manpower for it. WarMachine having to constantly reinforce his squads from all these Calliope barrages.
Coming in again.
Oh, actually, look at this, the air supremacy!
Hey!
Battle group and the mech.
Just the battle group goes down?
I don't know if it actually kills it.
Took a bit of damage from the Calliope, and I think the other barrage is going to be off cooldown as well, just in case it doesn't get finished off.
Might even get more. The air supremacy is just ridiculous. Oh my god.
Depends where the shells land, I suppose. Everywhere but onto the... There we go, there's a few landing onto the battle group.
Yeah, it didn't actually get the battle group.
Okay.
But it got a couple of things there. Destroyed the support weapons. Actually could even steal this MG42.
Gonna have access to another P-47 strafe as well. It's certainly gonna help out. The other Calliope barrage will be coming in soon as well.
Yeah, we see double dipping, or is that double bars? That's a double bars, it's not even M19s on that squad. Another Calliope barrage as well. Destroying that ISG would be very important if you can do it. Because the biggest weakness that the Allies have, at least this rifleman at least, is the indirect fire, and taking them down would certainly limit that, and stealing the MG would be nice if you can do it.
Yeah, certainly will be. Allies really actually do lack MGs here. They're going to get the
Yeah.
steal. It's going to be really nice. They should have enough time to retreat away from this one, although firing at them, but Axis having lost a few squads during that engagement, as you can imagine, air supremacy in conjunction with double Calliope barrage, you tend to lose squads. It's understandable.
Yeah.
Finally, the Panzerwerfer here from Nogganno as well. About time that showed up.
I don't think we've seen Artur use anything on this commander apart from the air supremacy, but even that was probably worth the pick.
Yeah.
I feel like the Calliope's better than the land mattress, at least given how durable it is. But double mortar pit as well. This is going to be really hard for them to take this VP back. It's actually a very minimum range Calliope barrage, but yeah, it was dodged or wasn't aimed that well, I suppose. You could have tried to taking out the battle group, given that it was damaged a bit. Double Calliope barrage could probably get it in combination with the air supremacy.
Depends how close it is, I suppose. You'd probably have to go to the other side of the BP in order to get kind of the reduced scatter that you would need to take out the battle group.
Both of the ISGs are down. They can repair and recrew them, but there's the King Tiger. So that's going to be an absolute boost to the Axis field presence. And the rifle blobs, beware.
Comet, as you suggested earlier, Machine, a little bit too hard for Artur to pass up. He's going to be going for one now. Just completing.
Yeah, this second one. The first one didn't do too much. What's that?
P-47 again, so...
Ooh. The Panzerwerfer as well. Okay, he's actually building a trench here.
Trench is going to be destroyed, however. Nice Panzerwerfer barrage will at least deny the trench, which is fairly crucial. As you were saying, it's going to be hard for our Axis to retake this victory point. However, once I hold it, I feel that they'll be fine. Just with how the pop cap's invested here for our allies, it's more vested towards taking out indirect fire, taking out blobs, and retaining control of victory points rather than trying to retake them, which could be difficult.
I didn't do too much. There's two AT guns here as well. So that's going to be really the only anti-tank, because there's a Comet, which isn't too good versus the Panther and the Tiger directly. And then there's AT guns. The AC, of course, still has that as well. And going for another Panzerwerfer. Panzerwerfers can wipe those AT guns pretty easily. So this is going to be a bit of a tense game. Oh man, the King Tiger just wiped the echelon. I don't know what he was doing that for.
Bazooka is down on the ground now. Calliope coming through again. It's going to be dodged out this time. Taking a few shots from these M1 AT guns.
Yeah, he definitely needs to use the AP ammo for it to actually pen reliably, though.
Looking towards our resources situation, no one's really floating up a great deal. All of our players kind of having enough for like a medium tank replacement, and there's actually going to be a Stuka here as well. It's great. I was going to suggest a Stuka before Nogganno went for the second Panzerwerfer, but I still feel it's a great investment here from WarMachine, rather than trying to recap.
Oh my god, this run rifle squad that goes down. Yeah, two Panzerwerfers and a Stuka. That is a lot of indirect fire. And we also have the mortars as well. This is just the classic 2v2 game on Rails and Metal.
Yeah.
Big arty fest, and what more did you expect?
Certainly was what I was hoping for, Machine. You never have your fingers crossed that it's not going to be an active game on Rails and Metal. All games kind of end up like this, and it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I dig it. There are lots of explosions, and explosions make me happy.
For I am actually Michael Bay. I should also mention that there's actually a bug in this patch. The full retreat point doesn't actually work on the major. We didn't realize that until about 2 hours before the tournament started, so we couldn't really get a fix out. So if it looks like he's just like why isn't he using full retreat point? That's why. But actually using the major arty.
Yeah.
And it's a white phosphorus as well. The mortar cover. Or was it just a faker? No, it's a real major arty.
Is that enough to take out the battle group, or?
It's major arty, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Almost enough to take out a Pioneer squad from the looks of things, but
if he combos it with the Calliopes, then it may be. Yeah, it did some decent damage.
yeah, maybe it's the plan. Double Calliope barrage to follow it up. Could be nice to deny that forward battle group. It's just gonna be, I suppose, an annoyance if nothing else here for WarMachine.
Yeah, he's going for it now. Oh no, he's not. He's not going for battle group. Okay, gets a pack. Almost the Volts too.
There's a Stuka going to be firing onto this probably this middle VP. Probably going to be going onto these M1AT guns. They're trying to dodge, but one does not simply dodge a Stuka. And
with AT guns, yeah.
with AT guns, yeah, it does not happen.
One of the great advantages of the Calliope, there's actually 3 Calliopes now, is with a Calliope you can accidentally kill a Panzerwerfer. You can't accidentally kill a Calliope with a Panzerwerfer. And that could just turn games. If you just barrage somewhere, like, oh look, I killed a Panzerwerfer. Okay, that's cool.
KT's going to be repaired up now. Not a lot of repairs on the side of our axis here. For WarMachine, just the one Strong Pioneer squad. In addition to that tier 2, which is decent, but the KT has a lot of health to get repaired. Gotta be careful that one doesn't get chunked down. It certainly can stay in a position where it can contest the central VP while still being safe from any retribution from the M1s on the back of it.
This is the best commander right now for Nogganno. He's got his recon, the Stuka dive bomb, he's got the elephant. This is everything that he needs. Tiger's going in aggressive because the elephants can take out those Calliopes pretty decently if you have good recon.
Vision block damage.
Yeah, wow. Okay, dive bomb. Oh man, this could be nasty. Is it going here? Oh dear.
I don't want to watch.
Oh, what? He went for the VP. I think he got maybe 2 spots of Tommies, or was it just the one?
Might have just been the one.
I guess maybe it's just, it does the vision block on deflection. Because I think that's what it did anyway. Is it would always, if it deflected, it would get division block.
Right,
where
so
now I think it just
why.
does the division block regardless if it pens or if it deflects.
I'm just trusting you into a changes machine. Damage engine on this Panther can probably go down here. Everyone's going to be firing at it. I don't believe there's a lot of follow-up here for our allies.
He's not using either the AP or the take aim. He's not using anything. He only penetrates 1 shot. They definitely should have used the AP ammo, or at least the take aim.
There, yeah.
I mean, take aim's it's not expensive. Or even use both ideally. The Panther survives, and it really shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Okay, this is just some nasty shots though. Oh, geez, Stuka, Panzerwerfer.
And one's gonna be wiped this time.
These blobs are really getting punished.
I suppose the problem here, it's great that our axes have 333 VPs, but it's not like they can just time this one out and just wait, because with all the barrages going on, you end up running out of squads. At some point, you just don't have any infantry squads left, because the quantity, the sheer quantity of barrages will just flat out end the game.
Howitzer, wow. Surprised he went for that.
Oh look, he's down to 2 squads. WarMachine has 2 squads.
Yeah, 2 squads.
It's just, and that's not because he's been playing badly, that's because triple Calliope, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Triple Calliopes do that. We actually have a Jackson being built as well, rather than the Firefly, which I think is a better choice. I suppose the Firefly relies on munitions for tulips, and The munitions are going to be very handy for the abilities on the Commando Regiment. He's actually used mortar cover twice now.
Flares prepped. High explosive phosphorus mortar rounds ready to fire.
Don't see any more. We won't see another, air supremacy operation for a while. 325 munitions needed. So Artur's saving up a few now. Will be potent if he can save up enough for another one, but it's such a difficult amount of munitions to float up.
Yeah, I like how they actually have munitions caches rather than fuel caches.
Yeah.
And we have the elephant. Oh man, 95 pop gap for Nogganno with 3
Jeez.
squads on the field.
Yeah.
He's got a Panther, 2 Panzerwerfers, an elephant, pack energy
Elephant
mortar.
with spotting scopes
Yeah.
and recon.
Yeah, and dive bomb. Yeah, this commander it's such a bad commander in 1v1s, but in team games, it's certainly one of the best.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Zeroing Artie as well, that's such a strong ability. You can probably just kill the mortar emplacements with the elephant too. Especially if he has to pop brace for it. Yeah, he pops brace. So that one is very vulnerable now to the elephant when it times off. Well, elephant. He misses
Oh.
the AC.
Hopefully we'll see the elephant snipe down these mortar pits. Yeah, in conjunction with the Panther from the looks of things machine.
He may accidentally kill a Panzerwerfer, or intentionally even. Oh, one shot hits.
One more.
Nah,
Okay, no.
it's out. Panther's going in.
It's going to give the vision here. Pops the brace on the second one as well. The second mortar pit, already the brace has been blown. King Tiger's going to be moving in as well, trying to contest this central VP. It's a very well-timed push for our Axis.
The Stewart's going to give some nice vision to the Jackson.
At the very least, we're going to see some of these mortar pits go down, machine. They're going to go down incredibly quickly with an elephant and a Panther firing at them.
Yeah, the dream is the Stewart to get Vet 3. It gives it even more sight range, and that allows the Jackson to have a much easier time. Because it doesn't have the sight range for itself to spot, and it doesn't have the health to be poking either. It needs to have things in front of it. Oh, the building's gone. So I think he can just attack over that now with the elephant.
Was that where the dive bomb hit, or...?
I don't know, it might have been.
I didn't see it. It wasn't on the central VP, so I'm guessing it must have been. Unless the elephant took it out.
God. And there's the Stewart.
Yeah, finally going to be going down. The elephant takes some time out of its day of destroying mortar pits to snipe down the Stewart. But I have Veterancy 3 here as well. Panther's going in as well. This is a really intelligent choice for our Axe. I think they realise the real lack of anti-tank that our allies have. Comet's going to be moving in now. That should be enough to snipe down this Panther.
Oh, he actually used the tread breaker and it actually worked. Normally that ability bugs out, but we changed it so it's less punishing if it connects, but does connect more often. This elephant could wipe the
bounce.
Comet.
Panther gets another shot. The elephant?
No, the elephant doesn't.
Yeah, the elephant doesn't get another one. Panther's actually going to survive this one.
Forward position.
Important for Nogganno, who's quite low on fuel after going for an elephant, Panther, and double Panzerwerfer as well.
So, we have 6 kills in Panzerwerfer, 12 on that one. The Stuka, I believe, has 25. So, or 23 maybe. So yeah, a massive amount of impact so far. Igor PL has just been bleeding so much infantry, but that's the other thing, right? Is there's been more manpower bleed of Igor, but he still has 3 vetted squads left.
Yeah.
Whereas the Axis, it hasn't been a lot of bullets, it's just been a lot of wipes, which is even worse. You know, the power of the Calliope, it just wipes things so easily. Actually, a couple of nades off on the elephant, but not enough to get the damage engine.
That's another shot as well. I'm not sure why that captain was running in. There's not enough for the... It's weirdly timed. I mean, the operation's going to be available soon. These Calliopes should be enough to take out the battle group.
Well, more nades maybe.
Yeah.
This could actually probably wipe it here. Yeah, well, damage engine, I mean. Get
Yeah.
a snare off, rather.
I have to see the retreat here. The KT is going to get a wipe if this Rifleman squad sticks around.
And the AT guns fire again, not using any ability. Oh, he's out of
there's the air
munitions
supply
now.
coming in as well. So it's going to get the wipe onto the battle group, not onto the mech, though.
These tanks are pretty close as well. Should be able to
Elephant in particular is still in range.
Yeah.
It's not really going to matter, but...
Stuka too.
Oh no. Run, Sticker, run. I don't feel that's probably the best use. You're only taking out one battle group at this stage of the game. I
Whoa.
don't feel it's that important.
Oh,
Wow, okay, right.
It's Elephant, the King Tiger
Wow,
even.
okay.
Oh my god.
I take it back, Machine Worth.
They both survive, but it's going to slow them down for a while.
I didn't realize it would get that much damage done.
Yeah, yeah. Neither did I. I didn't think it'd do that much.
So it's going to be incredibly difficult to dive after them, though. It will force repairs here.
At the Mexican standoff. What is it called? When you have the revolver standoff thing? You know, in like a Western.
Yeah.
The quick draw.
Quick draw,
Isn't
yeah.
it called like a something standoff?
Yeah. Wasn't it? What's a Mexican standoff? Isn't that when both people have like guns pointed at each other? So. So you just mean like a duel or something like that?
Well, it
so
was like to see who could deploy the MG the first.
Okay,
they both
yeah.
set up
Yeah.
at like the same time with the HMGs.
Yeah.
Either way. I should know this given that I've been watching Westworld lately. A very good show. Oh, man.
Oh. So that's what the close-range Calliope barrages can do. It certainly has the potential to wipe those squads. All three Calliopes, of course, still up. Oh.
Panzerwerfer. Oh, he abandoned it.
Nice, good play. I'm just going to have to be recrewed, and it just buys more VPs for our allies here, Machine. 70 VPs for the allies, 277 for our Axis.
Speedy AEC with his emergency war speed. Catch you later. The Panther is vet too, so it's going to be even harder to kill now with the armored skirts.
Certainly making life difficult. Well, almost getting another wipe there.
This comment wasn't having a good time penning earlier, it certainly won't be now. I say as it penetrates. Okay, Elephant setting up here. You want to have Fireflies with the tulips to stun that, but there's actually a pack in front of him. There goes the Jackson. That was a little bit too far forward.
Not going to take much for that one to go down.
This is the on me. There's actually some increased movement speed here.
Not sure why. Maybe try and take out the...
Oh, damage engine. Oh, minimum range Panzerwerfer. Eesh, no wipes, but bit of damage, and the King Tiger is so powerful. It might be worth just blobbing Zooks, because the only threat there really is the King Tiger. Other than that, there's Rocket Arty, which isn't too good versus mobile infantry. There's the Elephant, there's the Panther.
The Zik blogging's not really an option here. I mean, Igor's down to 15 munitions after
Yeah.
having used the air supply. Maybe if he decided to go for that transition before the air supply was used, it's possible, but at this stage in the game, it's just going to take too long to get that Zook blog up and running.
Exactly, yeah. They've gone for all these support powers, which have been pretty effective, but you can't go all these support powers and also then have a blob of Zooks. Or Piats as well are good in live. They're still good now, but they're a little bit different. They're not quite as anti-heavy. Oh my god, there goes the other Panzerwerfer.
Not even vehicular indirect fire is safe from the Calliopes.
Yeah. The thing is with the Piats now is they've been fine-tuned to be a bit more like bazookas. So rather than having the weird lack of tracking, they actually track now moving targets, as long as it rolls to hit. And then in exchange, they don't have as much deflection damage. So they're better against light vehicles and better against mediums, but they're not so insane versus heavies, which is, you know, a more consistent approach, because they were really bad early game in 1v1s, but then in late game team situations, they were pretty damn OP. This could actually be the Comet going down, though nades will come through from the Rifleman that will scare the King Tiger off. But will the King Tiger scare the Rifleman off with a nasty one-shot?
So negative, both Rifleman squads still surviving here.
Well, you say that, Blake, but... Oh, no.
Yeah, no, I say that, Machine. That's exactly what I say, so... The Rifleman clearly won with the Force.
Yeah, yeah. So even this third VP is getting taken by the Axis. He has a choice. Does he cap that Vickers or that Vickers? I wonder what decided him to go for that one.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest issue now for our allies. With both of the mortar pits going down, they've lost their hold of that right side VP. They don't have enough to continue it or get anything else.
Dive bomb.
Yeah, going to be coming in now.
Ooh. I don't know if that hit anything.
Yeah, no, I ended up getting dodged by both of those squads at least. However, the Calliope could actually go down here. Panther and the Elephant firing again. I'm not sure why it's still here. The Panther's going to get another shot off. The Elephant probably still in range.
Oh, wait, he goes back forwards. Oh, there he goes.
Whoops.
That was not desirable. Double Calliope barrage in the middle. Actually has some decent damage versus the tanks. Gets the Tiger down to about a third of its health. The Brumbar as well got some nasty health damage done too. But yeah, the Allies are running out of stuff. Stuff is not something that they have, and actually has to blow that strafe there. Is very desperate, running low on VPs. Being deflected by the Vickers. The left one is held securely. The middle is pretty up for contention, but Jackson looking pretty aggressive. Actually making this Stuka, but he's going to have to go through the Vet 2 King Tiger and the Panther to do so.
It should be game here, Machine. Really not a lot that our allies can do. Running low on pop cap on squads. Even, you know, with the Calliopes still available. They're just not holding onto the territory anymore. Mortar pits have gone down. Don't have a lot in their favor now. Out of munitions as well.
Okay, these Vickers will get forced off, but can they cap it in time?
13 VPs remaining.
Vet 3 pack. Yeah, target weak point as well. Actually, the left one might be capped. So it's a new bunker. The other one must have been destroyed by the Calliope.
Going to be upgrading with that MG now, and the Stolat going to be coming in from the Volsks.
Yeah, there's going to be another zeroing arty pretty soon as well, so that'll definitely help.
Yeah, that one's going to be the game. So, GG, well played to our Axis.
Oof.
Given these comets going to be going down. Once those elephants get on the field, tough to deal with.
Yeah, I think that was just a better composition for the Axis there. They had all the tank destroyers, and they ran out of all their infantry squads because the Calliopes. They ran out of all their Panzerwerfers because the Calliopes. But in the end, the Allies they were stuck with not much other than Calliopes. I mean, what does Artur had? Yeah, he had comets and stuff, and as a result, you know, there was Panthers, there was Tiger, the King Tiger, there was the Elephant, and there was just too much stuff. And I don't know, it's kind of hard to try and analyze 2v2 games because they're just such an absolute mess of just artillery and you know, tanks and whatnot. But I feel like one of the biggest things with the lack of preservation of the comets, the first one was just thrown away for nothing. Whereas if you get 3 comets, which is what normally happens because they're very hard to actually kill, especially with the emergency war speed. With 3 comets, you can just swarm after the King Tiger. You can just go after the Panther, the Elephant, and you have that very deadly mix, especially when you combo that with, you know, these powerful support powers, the Calliopes and such. But the comets kept being denied. There wasn't really a nice number of them. There wasn't any blob of bazookas or of the Piats, so they didn't have any infantry-based AT. And the Panzerwerfers eventually died, but they got a lot of damage done. And then the Brumbar was a nice transition, because in the Brumbar, it kind of does a similar role to the Panzerwerfer, but it isn't vulnerable to being killed by the Calliope.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a 2v2 game. Not much really changed from the live game, to be honest. The preview, it's more of a 1v1 balance patch. So the 1v1 games will look very different because it's mainly, a change to the light vehicles, which are very impactful in 1v1s. It changes some OP Soviet things like guards and penals and a bunch of that. But yeah, in team games, the only real significant changes is, well, the spacing helps, the formations. And then you've also got the Vet 3 mortars is a nice change, but the mod, it's pretty small in scope, and it's a 1v1 change, so like don't expect this crazy new team game meta. It's still going to be a massive arty fest, and this was definitely that.
So thank you for joining us. It's been a pleasure.